Okay, in this video we're going to focus on the third element of the transformation processes, which relates to technology, task design and process layout. So far I've been looking at the influence of the 4Vs: volume, variety, variation, demand and visibility. Then considered sequencing and scheduling, particularly in the context of using Gantt charts or critical path analysis. Now we're focusing on the role that technology plays, in particularly with respect to operations processes, as opposed to looking at technology when we looked at influences. And then task design, and then process layout. Okay, so in respect to technology, there's a definition there in terms of its application of science or knowledge, enabling people to do new things or perform established tasks in new and better ways. In the context of transformation and operations specifically, that's really what technology is all about. How can technology be leveraged? How can technology be used to allow a business and the people within that business to perform new tasks or new things in a new or better way, a more efficient way, which will ultimately allow the business to become more efficient and achieve its ultimate objectives of increased profitability, growth, etc. Business technology can relate to the use of machines or systems to undertake the transformation process more effectively, more efficiently. And at the end of the day, that's what businesses are all about. How do we improve efficiency? How do we improve effectiveness? How can Qantas utilize technology to become more efficient? How can Qantas utilize technology to become more effective, to be able to get their planes more regularly on time, to ensure that customers' luggage isn't lost, to make the check-in process more efficient so that it's faster, so that it uses less people and ultimately reduces costs. So effectiveness, as it says there, how, to what degree or to what extent has a particular goal been achieved, i.e. how has technology allowed the business to become more effective by allowing it to, as it says there, meet its quality expectations. How has it become more efficient? So maximising output for less input, the input there being the amount of technology used or the amount of people used. One downside to technology can be the capital cost of investing in that particular technology. Is the cost of investing in technology going to be so significant that it's actually going to ultimately not be, while it might produce cost savings, it's going to be so expensive that the cost savings achieved are not ultimately going to lead to a better outcome for the business? Or is the technology is the investment in that technology going to be, while significant, it's going to achieve such significant outcomes, it's going to achieve such significant reductions in duplication of roles, for example. It's going to achieve such significant improvements in efficiency that investment is warranted, and it's definitely worth it. And just to come back to that last point, then the business has the choice. Well, should we go and buy that technology, buy it off the shelf and integrate it, or should we lease that technology, and therefore we won't have to make that significant capital outlay? A couple of different examples of technology. We've touched on these briefly in class. Things like office technology. You can see this lady here holding a VR headset for a property, for a business office or walkthrough of a potentially new property. That could allow the sale of a property, for example, to be leveraged to help the overall process, and that the sale process of a new property or of a property off the plan could be an example of a piece of technology being available to make the sale and the transformation process easier. Telecommuting, people working from home, been able to call into meetings through Skype, for example, is an example of technology or office-related technology. We've also got manufacturing technology, computer-aided manufacturing and computer-aided design. So computer-aided design is using computer technology that allows particular people in certain occupations like architects to design elements using that technology, which allows the process to be more efficient and allows it to be more effective. Computer-aided manufacturing, similar, but using software that allows the manufacturing process to be more effective, to be more efficient, and often used in conjunction with computer-aided design, enabling computers to control large sections of production with more efficiency than a human would be able to control, with fewer errors and that leads to lowering cost and fewer staff. Again, lowering cost, making it more efficient. That was the example we looked at in class of Harley-Davidson and their utilization of technology to improve efficiency of bringing their suppliers and their parts to the individual Harley-Davidson outlets. In terms of task design, task design is all about classifying jobs and activities in ways that make it easier for an employee to perform and complete that particular task. So it's really a criteria for your job is this. These are the tasks that you're going to do throughout as you carry out that job, and it's breaking a job down into specific steps so that the individual person knows what is expected of them and also what they need to do. There are 5 sort of steps to task design. Firstly, work out what the job actually is, so what needs to be done. Then secondly, okay, what are the specific duties? Break that particular job down into specific duties. It's not just you're an accountant. Okay, you're an accountant and these are your specific duties at this particular organisation. Allocate time requirement and difficulty of each task. So that's the 3rd step. So this is your task. Every day you'll spend 2 hours doing this, or every day you'll spend 10 minutes doing this, or half an hour, whatever it is. And this is a challenging part of your role. Match that particular task to labour pay rate. So that's really, we're hiring you as an accountant and this is what we're going to pay you. And then assign or recruit labour that's needed for that role. So allocate, it might be someone internally, or assigning someone internally, or recruiting. Okay, so this is the role and we need to recruit for that. But the design is really about making sure that workers know what their role is, and that makes the overall transformation process more efficient. Okay, and then process layout is the arrangement of equipment, machinery and staff within the factory or office to ensure that the organisation is effective and that it's efficient and that there's no issues with the particular layout, i.e. there's no bottlenecks. There's people not walking into each other as they walk down the corridor, or at least it's not happening as much. People aren't constantly having to get in a lift to go up to level 15 and down to level 2 and then up to level 7 to deliver paperwork or to talk with people who they regularly talk with in the instance of an office layout. Okay, so it's all about having effective layouts, whether it be for a process-driven business, whether it's for a product-type business, which is a product-type manufacturing process, whether it's in a fixed position, so where a construction site, for example, where the construction is happening and the workers are working around that fixed position, or whether it's in an office. Okay, and I'll leave process layout there.